Hey guys, I was back. So I'm going to do a list of anime that are currently available on Netflix that I like. We're going to start off with No Game, No Life. Now, this is a really cool anime. The idea is basically a brother and sister who are gamer gods, just about. They play games continuously, that's all they do, and they're really good at them. They get brought to another world, and it's a world where everything is based on games and betting and things like that, and they have to navigate their way through the world. Unfortunately, with this particular anime series, there was only one season. This seems to be a recurring theme with a lot of the animes that I really like. They get one season and they get booted off. But this one in particular is really good. There is an OVA movie if you guys are interested in checking it out. It is really good. The animation itself is great, very bright and colorful. The characters are well developed, and there is that little bit of fan service for those who are into that kind of stuff, like I am. Always a plus. So guys, check that one out. Next, Akame ga Kill. This is one of the first ones that really, of the more modern animes that really caught me when I started getting back into anime after kind of just watching it on the periphery for a while. It's the story of a kid from a town, and the town has been decimated, and they all have these special abilities. He ends up joining up with a group of people, and they are kind of trying to protect the realm from a corrupt government. Again, really good show. It's a little bit dark. There's a lot of times where you're going to get into a certain character and you're going to find that character is killed off or something like that. I'm not going to give away too many spoilers. I'm going to try to keep my channel as spoiler free as possible. But don't get too into anybody on the show. But again, it's got a really great show. Another one, it's another one that's only one season. The next one is Death Note. Now, Netflix did do a movie adaptation of this. I think one of the only things they really did right was casting Willem Dafoe as the voice of Ryuk. Basically what this is a kid named Light, high school student, finds a notebook and is told by a god of death that he can just write the name of anyone that he can think of. If he can picture their face and know their name, he can put it in the book, and that person will die. And he kind of takes it on as his mission to make the world a better place. Again, really good show. Another one of mine. One season only, of course. But there's a lot going on in this. It's not just him killing people off. The way they do it, the way the detectives go after him and everything. It's really got a lot going on. Really good movie. Show, I mean. Then we got Sword Art Online. Now, there's a couple different versions of this. I'm talking the first version and second version, season 1 and season 2. In this particular one, I haven't gotten to Alicization yet. I did see Gun Gale. Gun Gale is on my list. You'll hear about that. But anyways, this is about a kid, Kirito. And the initial way it works is he's a video game player. And they have this thing called Nerve Gear, which allows them to deep dive into VR and play their game. And they get trapped inside their game by the game developer. And they have to beat the game to get out. It's almost an isekai in so much of the fact that they are going into a different world, and if they die, they're not going back. However, the body, everything is still in the real world. They have the opportunity to come back, so it kind of runs that line where it's one thing and not that thing at the same time. Character development I thought was pretty good. Fan service level is not bad at all. A lot of good characters in there. I really liked the first series. The second series when they went to Elfheim, I didn't like as much, but I was invested in the characters, so I stuck with it. After that, we have Parasite Maxim. This one is kind of out there. It's about a space parasite that comes to Earth, and if the protagonist is taken over partially, these parasites typically go into a person's brain and take over the host. This particular one gets trapped within the kid's hand, and he's able to communicate with the parasite and back and forth, and they end up trying to take out more of the parasite's kind, so it ends up becoming a definite fighting one. Again, one season. Like I said, pattern going on here. It's got some good character development. It's got the blood and guts if you're into that. Doesn't have a lot of fan service if that's what you're looking for, but if you're looking for a horror type with a lot of blood and guts, this is a good one. We got Gun Gale Online. Another one shot. But this is actually almost another season of SAO, Sword Art Online. It's the same basic premise, and some of the other characters do show up in almost a cameo basis, or they're spoken of, and the events that had happened in SAO are talked about. But this is a standalone series. You don't have to have seen the other to see this. It's from the same writers, same producers, and everything. So, again, really good character development. There is a little fan service, not much, but it's good. Then you got Seven Deadly Sins. Seven Deadly Sins is exclusive to Netflix right now. They're the ones who developed it. It is a manga. It was written as a manga, but Aniplex and Netflix worked together to get this put up. Personally, I got into this pretty quickly. I haven't seen the newest season yet. I am working on going back through. Anytime a new season comes out with me, I'm kind of bad because usually it takes, as you guys know, at least a couple months, if not a year, for a new season to come on. So I usually, when a new season comes on, will go back and start the whole series over and watch it up to the current season, then watch that season, which has its pluses and minuses. Obviously, you get to reacquaint yourself with the source material and everything, but the issue being then you have to watch a much longer run instead of seeing the whole thing. So I am working on watching up to the newest ones now, but if we just take the original stuff, fan service, yeah, for sure. Meliodas is a little pervert. You gotta love it. Hilarious. It's got really good characters. Again, the way they do the character development is just on point. Each character has their own episode basically to explain to you, or their own little mini arc within that first season to explain who they are, how they came together, and their interpersonal relationships. So it really ties everything in that first season. We got Fate Stay the Night Unlimited Blade Works. This one, I've gotten into the Fate series. It's a little hard to explain. Basically, there's a holy war going on, and the ultimate prize is the Grail. The Grail will allow a person to make a single wish. Now, this is throughout the entire Fate series. So it's kind of, all of them are kind of the same premise, but different execution. So when I talk about the Fates, which I have a few on here, I have Fate Lost and Fate Apocalyptica. All of them are basically the same premise, and some of the characters do creep over from one to another, but the execution is different in each one. Each one takes place in a different time period. One is kind of an ancient time period, one takes place more in current, and one takes place in a VR reality. So it really is a little bit different than your typical thing. Each one is one season, but the whole series goes together as a whole. They never really call back to one another, but they are definitely standalone series, but interconnected at the same time. Another one that I really loved was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. This one I had heard about quite a bit before I got into it, and Brotherhood it's the newer version of Full Metal Alchemist. There's a lot more story going on in it in the original Full Metal Alchemist. They added a lot more to it, which is great because it actually expands the story and makes it a lot better. Gives you a lot more explanation. Basically, two kids are messing around with alchemy, the sorcery of science, and they're trying to bring back their dead mother, they're trying to find the Philosopher's Stone to either bring back their dead mother or to fix the younger brother who has been turned into a suit of armor. Along the way, they find out about government corruption and things like that. So it becomes more of a story of what's going on behind the scenes than just a story of what's happening with these brothers. A lot of heartbreaking moments, a lot of very hard to watch things in there for emotional type things, which I know is probably going to kind of sound odd because this is a animation that's not a slice of life. It's more of a shonen type animation, but there is a lot of heartbreaking things going on in it. And then lastly on this list, I'm going to talk about Baki. Now this is a remake of Baki the Grappler, which is an older anime. Basically, a teenager, Baki, is a very good fighter, and he ends up getting caught up in an illegal fighting tournament, as well as a whole thing that's going on. He's a really good fighter who is just natural at what he does. Again, fan service very low in this, but if you're into fighting type anime, there's a lot going on in this. It can be a little bit brutal at times. The blood and guts can be there if that's something you're into. Like I said, I'm pretty much open. I'll watch anything once. I'll give it a shot. But these are 13 good animes that are on Netflix right now for you guys to try. Now remember guys, if you like my content, please like and subscribe. Also, go click on the notification button, that little red bell. Click on that, set yourself up for notifications, so anytime I post a new video, you guys will be the first to know. Right now I am trying to build this channel as much as possible, so please share me on social media platforms. Put me out there. I want to reach as many people as possible with my content. Like I said, if you guys like these kind of videos, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I would love to hear what you guys think. What would you guys like to hear me talk about? Right now I do have some future videos planned, and all of them have to do with my streaming services and things that I like on those services in the different categories that I'm currently watching. I will also be uploading some content around blogs that I like, YouTube personalities that I watch, and like personal things that are going on in my life. I'm going to keep this a very broad channel. I'm going to use it for as many things as possible. I will, however, try to keep the political, religious, and anything like that at a minimum. I don't want to cause an uproar. I'm not looking to be political. I'm not looking to stand on my soapbox. I'm here to give you my opinion on fun stuff. There's a lot of crap going on out there in the world. And I think what people need right now is they need to step away from all the crap and they need to get entertained again. And that's what I'm trying to do. Give you guys some options of what to watch. I'm going to be talking about what's coming up on Netflix, what's going off of Netflix, what's going on to the different streaming channels that I personally have: Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Funimation, HBO Max, the things that I'm watching right now. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy. Oz out.